Hello，大家好，欢迎大家来到读书时间。我们今天继续读《Soft Hearts: A Rett Swinson Mystery》这本书。好，我们现在开始。How well do you know Trent? I asked him. Pretty well. We are in drama class together at school and see each other at church too. Do you consider yourself good friends with him? More like professional associates. We don't socialize, but we are both into dramatization. Does Trent have a good reputation at school? Reasonably. He is somewhat quiet, introverted, until he gets on stage. Then he really comes alive. I filled him in on Trent's situation, including the prescription drugs angle and the drugs angle and space. And the friends he was known by the police to hang out with. Did you know that Trent was in trouble? I asked. I'd heard at church about the drug part, not about the murder, though. Does the murder part strike you as plausible? Plausible. Of an argument or statement seem reasonable or plausible. No, not the drug stuff either. Trent's not like that. Do you know these other friends? Barry frowned. I think I know who they are. Most of them already dropped out of school, so I don't see them much. Trent won't say who gave him the pills. Do you know the names of these other friends? Now you're asking me to name names. That's too risky. I tried, but nothing I could say would change his mind. I asked him how he and Trent got involved with a passion play. Brother Lawrence said a white church was looking for someone else to be in their play. He asked me and Trent, and we said okay. Do you want to become an actor like Trent does? Actually, I want to be a screenwriter. I wrote a movie I will show you. He reached into his backpack and pulled out a thin, tattered stack of papers and handed it to me. The cover page bore a title, The Hustler. Or make something with a tool or by digging. You wrote this? Yep. It's going to be a blockbuster. I'm going to show it to Tyler Perry. It's about a guy who hustles and hustles until he hustles the wrong people. It's about a guy who hustles and hustles until he hustles the wrong people. Then he's on the run because they want to kill him. I flipped through the pages quickly, nothing a plethora exclamation points. Large excessive amount of something. Bloody or fluid, particular blood. Excessive abundance of exclamation points. Curse words and all caps words like pow, bam, boom. It seemed like something that Hollywood would love, but not like something I would enjoy. Impressive, I said. I tried to hand it back. Keep it, Barrett insisted. Read it. Are you sure? What will you show Tyler Perry? I printed out a ton of copies. You never know who might read it and share it with somebody in the business. He smiled. Just you wait. Tyler is going to love it. Useful optimism. Something that Trent, if he was innocent, should be allowed to experience too. Before I left, I gave Barry's one of my old Swinson development business cards, just in case he thought of anything else later that could help Trent. Doris took the day off on Tuesday to attend a Veterans Day ceremony, as her late husband had fought in the Korean War. I took her place and made Lydia listen to a recap of all the evidence and the theories I'd explored in the case. She wasn't surprised to hear about Eleanor and Phil's open relationship. I had to conclude the crazy quilters were tapped into that bit of screwed-up. Rumor, gossip. I read Wanda's poem to her, starting with the ones on my phone that I had photographed in the archive. Lydia wasn't a poetry person any more than I was. By the way she closed her eyes, I could tell Wanda's words held power for her too. Lastly, I pulled out from my purse unpublished poem that Professor Aldrich had given me. The poem slipped out of my hands, floated, and hit Lydia in the ankle. She joined foot from with the leg. She picked it up and tried to decipher, convert text encoded into normal language, decipher it herself, her expression forming a question mark. This poem is quite the puzzle, I said. Let me read it to you. She handed it back to me, but then she held up a finger as she readily readied her smartphone and clicked the memo app to begin recording. I cleared my throat. Invalidated by Wanda Hightower. Invalidated. Make unsound, deprived. Show proved to be false. Invalidated by Wanda Hightower. She had me recite the whole poem, then began playing it back. I can't stand the sound of my voice, I said, ashamed the moment I spoke the words. At least I had a voice. My friend didn't. Lydia remained focused, deep in concentration. After playing the poem once, she played it again and again. It was too much to bear. Which words were getting through and which ones were becoming stuck in endless eddies within her brain. circular movement or water causing a small swirl. I went in the kitchen so she wouldn't have to see my pity. I spent some time Googling slow cooker recipes for dinner. We needed a few things from the store that we could stop at Food Line after rehab. I didn't mind being a help, but I wondered if I'd made the right decision. Would I soon became like boring Doris, best known for sitting with the older generation? Whenever I saw Lydia resting her lazy boy, I saw myself. I saw myself too, lazy boy. For a long time, Ellen had been my lazy boy for whatever growth I might have otherwise done. Ellen for a long time. Without him in my world, how would I fill my days? Such had been the question hanging over my in limo life these past months. In limbo, hanging question in limbo. In the next room, I could hear my voice on repeat. Everyone can see this page describes you to a T. Maybe this exercise was good for Lydia somehow. My body rages constantly. Wanda's rage hitting a fever pitch when she saw what the neighbors had done, clearing away the wilderness, delivering order to her yard's chaos. Inadvertently, without intention, accidentally, inadvertently, destroying the spider webs that usually greeted Wanda in the morning. I knew a little about rage too. I thought about my face-to-face with Kaylee, the wedding registry card I'd seen her office urge, quite frankly, to do serious harm to her perfect world. You're right here on Google, he says. I am? I am Lydia. Lydia shouted. I returned to the den. Good job, Lydia. She didn't acknowledge the praise. She just pressed play again, my awful voice. Yes, everyone can see. She paused and recording again. See, keep going, I encouraged. This page describes you to a T. T, said Lydia. T. Good, Lydia, you are doing great. Close your eyes and listen. It hums your melody. Melody, D. She echoed. I tried to smile, tried to stay positive. Melody. I intoned slowly. Intoned. Say or recite with little raise and follow the pitch of the voice. Slowly, hoping she could say the whole world. Hoping she could say the whole word. She shook her head emphatically. emphatically, in a forceful way. She shook her head emphatically. They, she repeated, they. I looked at her hopefully. She looked at me like I was an idiot. 好，谢谢大家，我们今天先读到这里吧，那我们下次再见了，拜拜。